going on, Jerome's? So the Minnesota Vikings are in offseason number 3 of the competitive rebuild under general manager adofo-mensah and head coach Kevin O'Connell. Trust the process, a.k.a. the process means, hey, maybe Embiid will actually be healthy for like 2 seconds, and then also he gets like 65 free throws a game when he's healthy. That's the process, or something like that. But ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, chimed in on the NFL overhaul tiers, all 32 teams from contenders to rebuilds. And the Vikings, it's going to be an interesting offseason. Has a chance to be the most transformative offseason in Vikings franchise history. If Kirk Cousins is back, it won't be on a one-year deal. That's my contention right now, because he will have offers out there, and I think the Vikings want to keep him. I do think that it will have to be a multi-year deal, so that could put the kibosh on the quarterback of the future. So who knows? Who knows, man? But for ESPN, Jeremy Fowler, they rank the Vikings as stuck in the middle with you, but a move or two away. This is what Jeremy wrote. Vikings average age of rooster 27.2. That could precipitously get younger. Salary cap space $19.2 million. It's $29 million on spot rec, but yeah, whatever. Draft picks projected 8. What's next? The first order of business is pretty clear cut, and one the entire league is watching: whether or not to re-sign Kirk Cousins. Minnesota will attempt to sign him. Coach Kevin O'Connell and Cousins seem to have a good thing going, but Cousins and his agent Mike McCartney have proved deft negotiators over the years, so anything feels possible here. If they can't bring him back, moving up in the draft for a quarterback comes into play. And yeah, I do think that, Kirk, a.k.a. the door-to-door Bible salesman, a lot of things hinge on whether he is back or not. Now, I think if the Vikings do bring him back, like we said, I think it will be on a multi-year deal, and then the Vikings probably should be going all in these next couple of years, because what's the point of being half pregnant? I think that if the Vikings re-sign Kirk, I think they go all in. I think they really go for the pin, really going for it in free agency, and really potentially moving up in the draft to find supplementary pieces, especially on the defensive side, and going and getting it. But if Kirk Cousins leaves, that completely opens the door for the Vikings making an aggressive move up the draft board to find the quarterback of the future. I think that the least likely scenario is Kirk leaves and then the Vikings just, sign Baker or something. And then they don't take a quarterback to round 3. That takes Spencer Pratt or something. I just don't see it that way. Paying Justin Jefferson should be an easy call. One potential hurdle where the top of the market is. Tyreek Hill's 4-year, $120 million deal includes a $43.9 million non-guaranteed base salary in 2026. Which the Dolphins will most likely never pay. We talked about that yesterday. There's a lot of fluff and a lot of toilet paper on the back end of that contract, man. It's all about the guaranteed money. Here's the guessing: Jefferson will try to hit or surpass the $30 million threshold without such backloading. The Vikings could be so with JJ. Yes, I think that it does come down to guaranteed money. All the talk about, well, the Vikings don't like guaranteed money past the first year of a new extension. I think you're going to have to change that. So 5th-year option guaranteed this year. First year of the contract guaranteed 2025. Second year of the contract at least partially guaranteed for 2026. I think that will be in the offing for Justin Jefferson. And then the Vikings could be in the market for a tight end due to TJ Hawkinson's lengthy rehab on a surgically repaired knee. I'm not so sure. I feel like that they do have a lot of confidence in Johnny Munt as a receiving tight end. Josh Oliver, 3 years, $21 million. I think that his role as a blocking tight end could be enhanced and could be expanded as more of a receiving threat too. So maybe they take a swing at a tight end like day 3, but I don't see it being too much of a priority otherwise. Unless, let's get nuts. Like say they re-sign Kirk Cousins and then Brock Bowers is just there at 11. Let's get nuts, man. Adding secondary and pass rush help in free agency or the draft will help the defense. And also with Kwesi, it does factor in that Daniil, what's going to happen with him. Vikings can't franchise tag him. I think that Daniil, after weathering his 6-year, his 5-year deal, I think that he has earned the right to hit open free agency. I think that he will go to wherever pays him the most. And yeah, if the Vikings want him back, I think it's going to cost 23, 24, maybe even $25 million per season. But also the Vikings, especially if Kirk leaves, they will have some money to throw around. Winfield Jr. and Flores has shown that he's adept in using multiple safeties. He did it in Miami. He did it in New England. Now he's doing it here with the Vikings. And if Harrison Smith retires, Winfield Jr. one time. I mean, we can dream, baby, or throw money. Say Daniil leaves too. Throw money at, say, a Brian Burns or a Bryce Huff, or going after one of the premier corners in free agency as well. But like we said, I mean, I actually have a weird amount of confidence this offseason, even though, yes, there's a lot of things in place. But you look at what the Vikings have done over the last couple of off seasons. They've shredded tier 1 veteran contracts, bloated veteran contracts on the books. And basically, once they get past Daniil and Kirk Cousins, I mean, that's it. That's it in terms of a high-end veteran contracts. Maybe Brian O'Neill, since he's getting up there in age a little bit too. But I do think that the Vikings will find their way. And I actually think that it's more likely that Kirk Cousins leaves at this point, but the Vikings secure the quarterback of the future. It's someone that JJ can F with, and then he signs his extension. Maybe Daniil's back, maybe he's not, but I actually have a weird amount of confidence in what the Vikings can do this offseason. So the whole thing about them being in the stuck in the middle, but a move or two away, I lean more towards the latter. I don't think that they're stuck in the middle. I don't think that they're in purgatory. I think Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell, getting rid of some of the veterans, that were signed during the Spielman regime, I think that has been a big step. And I mean, last year, if Kirk doesn't get hurt, I mean, the Vikings probably are contending for the division. The Vikings probably at least have double-digit wins again, so all is certainly not lost here with this team, and pretty excited about what the hell they're going to do this offseason, although we'll probably still boo it. Boo, boo. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. ESPN says the Vikings are stuck in the middle with you, but a move or two away in their contender or pretender rankings. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts and their thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.